Also making news today, Prime Minister Sarah Sanderson and her wife Mrs Sanderson have announced that their recent in vitro inseminations were successful. However, the federal government has remained firm on its refusal to amend laws in recognition of heterosexual reproduction.
In vitro inseminations and parenting are part of our Constitution. The definition of a baby is a human being born to either a woman and a woman, or to a man and a man with a surrogate. By definition, a baby cannot be born to a blended couple. May I remind you once again that heterosexual inseminations and parenting are proven to be unsafe. They are unconstitutional and a contravention of the cornerstone of our society.
Mixers and blenders have taken to the city streets in anger,
the blended
demanding
rights
the
movement,
Sanderson
led by Cecilia Schwarz,
Activist Cecilia
on
Schwarz
this issue,
leading the march
calling
to the
on the
city square.
Sanderson government to ensure that equality extends legally to blenders and mixers.
I know some of you have tried vaginal penile penetrative sex, but you're too scared to admit it. We're told it's wrong, it's a sin, it's a crime. But I'm telling you, it's natural. It's the most natural thing in the world. And it's my right as a heterosexual woman to engage in penetrative vaginal sex with a man in the privacy of my own home. And it's your right, men, as heterosexual men, to ejaculate in the vagina of a woman and to impregnate her with your seed, the natural way. Give in to your true needs. Natural births, natural conceptions, 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 natural births, natural
Crowds gathered in the CBD today in support of the movement for natural births. There were some violent scuffles and the activist Cecilia Schwarz was led away by security officials. However, it seems that the movement for straight parenting and natural births cannot be so easily ignored, and it may well be a hot election issue.
We've got a lot of straight friends, but I think when it comes to straight parenting, we need to draw a line. You can't change the fact that men are men and women are women. Completely different. If they were meant to be blended, they'd be the same. It's just not right for apples and oranges to be together, and it's not right for men and women to combine.
We don't really know the long-term effects on the children, and I think we should be thinking about the kids. I think it'd be really confusing growing up with combined parents. Who would you choose as a role model? The blended dad or the blended mum? Also, statistically, heterosexual parents are much more likely to abuse their children. It's also hard for kids like that to fit in at school. I think it's a selfish act of adult desire on the parents' part.
Since I've been divorced from my husband, I've had custody of my son, and Melissa here has been his mother, and he accepts her. She's been a big part of his life, and you know, we're living normally, just like any other loving parents. You know, the fact that we're blended doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's the love that, you know, is making us a family.
Combined couples must be allowed to procreate and parent. Anything less makes us second-class citizens.
Who is right? Across the country, opinion seems to be divided, and it may take the High Court to decide. One thing seems certain, however: Cecilia Schwarz is not about to back down. And the natural births movement is getting more widespread support on domestic and international arenas.
Excuse me, Miss Schwarz. Do you have any comment on the charges?
Miss Schwarz,
Cecilia Schwarz has been charged with abusing 3 children staying at her farm in April last year. The activist has denied charges, claiming they are an attempt by the government to discredit her.
The Prime Minister looked strained this evening when she and Mrs Sanderson showed off their new baby sons to the media. The births coincide with a Senate ruling denying rights to combined couples seeking blended births.
Having a beautiful baby transvestite has shown me the importance of nurturing the sanctity of life. I think you'll all agree that it is more vital than ever to protect our family values. If we are to preserve our society, the key element is surely our reproductive responsibilities. So when you cast your vote, remember that you are voting to protect the freedom of our democracy, the freedom of our children, the freedom of future generations.